Greetings hero friends, and welcome to the Hero Signal. We're going to check out the Wonder Woman family line on the mobile game DC Unchained, showing you each of the characters, their abilities, including their passives, and whatever alternate skins they may have. First on the list is Artemis. Artemis is a fantastic ranged damage dealer that can evade enemies with ease. Her basic attack combo is perfect for kiting enemies, which makes her valuable in both PvE and PvP encounters. Curve Shot will sidestep your opponents and deal damage to 4 or more enemies. Starlight Arrow is another sidestep ability that fires an enchanted arrow at the target. Unmatched Wit is a close range ability that will stun your enemy, making it invaluable if you get locked in a corner and can't dodge. Tactical Mastery is a charge ability that can fire a number of arrows that will stun the target upon landing. Support for the Warrior is Artemis's not so big but useful EX ability. It will not only give you a health orb and an attack orb, but it also resets your cooldowns, making it very useful. Artemis has a number of great passive abilities, such as Swift Settlement, which will reset the cooldown of skills when you defeat an elite enemy. She also has a passive that synergizes well with her evasion tactics, and her unique leader skill will protect your team from heavy critical damage. Next up is Wonder Woman. Diana is a very well-rounded character that primarily focuses on melee damage, but she also has some ranged abilities which can make her easy to play. Athena's Blessing is a buff ability that will increase Wonder Woman's attack, making it look lackluster, but great for damage stacking. Sword Slash is a low cooldown physical ability that really puts the hurt on a group of enemies. The initial attack will hit the ground, followed by an additional attack and explosion afterwards. If Athena's Blessing was used before activating the ability, Diana will knock down the enemy. Lasso of Truth is a ranged pull ability and can be used to bring a group of enemies to you, stunning them in the process. Shield Strike is a powerful attack that will hit enemies multiple times. Wonder Woman's EX ability is an all-out mad dash toward her opponents, followed by several waves of arrow support from her Amazonian compatriots. Wonder Woman also has an alternate skin known as Secret Agent Wonder Woman. This skin is sleek and swift, with special attacks that are meant to do high damage efficiently. Relentless Combo will hit the target extremely hard, knocking down the enemy hit. Neckbreaker Lasso is a single target grapple move that silences the target so they cannot use special moves. Infiltration is a fast and powerful set of moves, doing precise damage and knocking down the enemy on the last hit. Wonder Woman has several passives that are mostly defensive in nature, such as Shield of Conviction or Barrier against elites. Her unique abilities aren't particularly exceptional, but as a team member, she can increase the attack power of allies, which is never a bad thing. Secret Agent Wonder Woman has a powerful passive, a Double Life, which increases defense and generates a barrier for a percentage of her hit points, reinforcing how strong of a defensive character she is. Ares is one massive melee powerhouse, with so many fast attacks and combo strings that it's easy to get lost in groups of enemies as you wade through them all with your sword and axe. Sever is a quick combo ability that summons both a sword and an axe, and mercilessly attacks everything in his path. This ability synergizes with Power of Olympus. Power of Olympus is a buff ability, similar to Wonder Woman, but instead Ares greatly increases his attack power and attack speed, which makes him much more dangerous. Compress is a hefty multiple hit ability that stuns and knocks down opponents. Toss is Ares' only real ranged ability, throwing the spirit enemies ahead of him. This power also synergizes with Power of Olympus. The EX ability for Ares, God of War, keeps the same tone as his others, summoning all of the weapons he can before going on a massive combo streak, knocking down enemies with the final blow. Ares is also blessed with an alternate skin known as Fallen Olympian, which is a cool, almost Nordic-looking version of Ares. Fallen Olympian is less combo-oriented and more aligned with heavy, strong attacks. Demigod Strike is a low cooldown 2-strike attack that can do extreme damage. Berserker Rush is a running charge attack that will interrupt opponents and hit for high damage on the final swing. Divine Stomp is the alternate EX ability that does insane damage and knocks enemies back as well as knocking them down, while doing very high physical damage. Ares has a lot of passives dealing with increasing your specials bar, but also a decent mix of some other useful passives, like Hostility, which will always do maximum damage when attacking elite enemies. Fallen Olympian's passive is primarily defensive and could be useful if you're gearing the rest of your character for high damage and critical rating. Cheetah, the other Catwoman, is a quick attack melee damage dealer, very similar to how the Flash operates, but with some different synergies added to increase her damage. Swipe is a quick hit ability that will apply the prey mark. Gouge is another fast combo attack that will deal more damage and knock enemies down if they are marked as prey. Bite Off is a single target attack, but stuns the enemy for several seconds after completion. Howl is an EX ability that increases damage substantially for Swipe, Gouge, and Bite Off. Savagery is another EX ability, where Cheetah will rush around the field, attacking enemies in her way. Her movement speed is so fast enemies won't be able to target her during this time. Cheetah also has a secondary skin, the sexy short-haired Amekomi Cheetah. This skin not only has fast combos like the original skin, but the Amekomi Cheetah is fantastic against groups of enemies. Nowhere to Run is a sweeping swipe attack, dealing damage to multiple enemies in an arc. Just Kidding, actually I'm serious, is a multi-stage stun that will devastate an enemy with a final swipe. Out of Control is one of the coolest multi-target moves, sending Cheetah out of control as she charges enemies with her deadly claws. Cheetah has a few worthwhile passive skills, some increasing damage while abilities like Overflowing Exhilaration will recover health every time you use an attack skill. Cheetah's unique abilities will increase your EX and HP bar, but are not as immediately useful as some others. Cheetah's passive ability for her special skin, Grooming Effect, will increase evasion, critical hit rate, and it will give you some health back whenever you hit an enemy. Lastly, the sorceress who can morph man to animal, Circe, is an all-around well-done character whose basic combo is somewhat lackluster, but makes up for it with some exceptional skills. Control Senses is a magic attack that will slow enemies upon hitting them. Counter Magic is a retaliatory shield ability that is more powerful the longer you charge it. If Circe is attacked while surrounded by her shield, it will attack the surrounding enemies, leaving a mark that will do additional damage later. Energy Explosion recovers health and damages enemies around Circe. It will also increase her allies' defenses. Fortune Casting summons a monster to fight for you, which is always good to have, especially for a ranged damage dealer like Circe. Lastly, Circe's EX ability, Conjure Familiar, will summon 4 powers, increasing health, attack, special bar, and defense. Circe's passive abilities do synergize a little with her playstyle. For example, Accelerated Combat Flow is an important ability as it can reduce skill cooldowns for high combo use, which could be instrumental in keeping her summon ability on cooldown when she needs it most. Circe's leader and team member abilities require that all team members be of different types to be useful. That pretty much sums up all of the skills, passives, and skins for the Wonder Woman family in DC Unchained. I hope you had a good time watching, and it helped you decide which characters you might want to get, or which characters you might skip for the time being. Thanks for tuning in to the Hero Signal. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, and I hope to see you in game.